So, in the beginning of the film, we see a boy named Mitaya standing scared in the substation because he felt as if he was trapped in a maze in a tunnel. Wherever he went beyond exit number 8, he ended up back there, and every time he saw a man passing by who was walking without saying anything. Even though he was scared, when Mitaya thought of asking him for directions, and just then he turned back. That man was right behind him, smiling in a strange way, as if he had read Mataya's thoughts. Mitaya got so scared that he didn't ask anything and ran ahead. Then his eyes fell on a board on which was written Exit 0. But on the board above, it was written Exit 8. He found this strange. Once, twice, even 100 times he searched for a way out of here. Every path was made as if the doors were showpieces. He kept roaming in this maze again and again. He also tried to make an emergency call, but all the exit intercoms were not working, and his phone also did not have any signal. Now he got down. He stood there. He looked carefully at a picture on the wall where ants were stuck in a strange loop and were trying to find the destination just like him. But neither did that loop have a destination, nor was Mitaya able to find the destination. This picture and thought confirmed to Mitaya that he was stuck in a similar loop, and now he would never be able to get out. He was still thinking all this when, in a strange way, blood started coming out of the board above, which said Exit 8, and it started falling on his face. He got so scared that instead of running forward, he started running backwards, and here, shockingly, he saw a very big change. The board on which Exit 0 was written earlier now had Exit 1 written on it. But everything else here was the same. Some hints were also written on this board, one of which was to pay attention. If you see anything changed or abnormal, run back immediately. And if you don't see anything abnormal or changed, then keep moving towards exit 8 as before. Mitaya understands that the falling of that red liquid at that time was an abnormality. He ran back in fear, and that is why he came from 0 to exit 1. Thinking all this, a hope arose in him that he could get out of here soon. He now again moved towards exit 8. He did not find any change, so he kept moving forward, and when he reached the board with exit 0, he was shocked. Where exit 1 was written earlier, it had become 0 again, meaning he had done something wrong. He understood that this mess is just like a game. Just like one mistake ends the game and takes him to 0, similarly, one mistake of his will also take him to 0. It was necessary for him to follow the rules of the game and play carefully if he had to save his life from this mess. After thinking, he took out his mobile and started taking pictures of every small and big thing so that when he goes out from here again, he can see the change. He even took a picture of the person who was repeatedly passing in front of him under the exit 8 board. Till now, he did not see anything abnormal or any change. So he moved ahead, and when he reached the second exit board, finally one was written on it. That meant his guess was absolutely correct. Nothing had changed before, and he had crossed level 1. For level 2, he knew that he had to go here again and see the change. Now moving ahead, as soon as he took out his mobile to look at the pictures and find the change here, he saw that all the pictures in his mobile had become blurred, in which nothing was visible now. He understood that he had to use only his mind to win this game. He was still thinking all this when he saw that the man who always passed under the board below exit 8 was standing there. He immediately understood that this was the change. That is why he immediately ran towards the back door. But the scary thing was that the man started following him in such a way that he was not even walking. But whenever Mitaya looked back, the man was right behind him. Mitaya fell down in fear. When he got up, he saw that he had reached the board with exit 0, where finally 2 was written and the man was not behind him, which means that he had crossed another level. After crossing 2 levels, Mitaya's confidence increased even more. Confidently, he now started remembering everything and started looking for the change. He was roaming inside the same tunnel again when he heard the sound of a child crying from inside a locker. Frightened, he opened the locker and was scared to see the scene inside, which was not shown to us. But Mitaya ran back in fear. In this way, he had crossed his 3rd level as well. The board with exit 0 now had exit 3 written on it. He thought that only 5 more levels were left, after which he would reach the corridor and get out of this nightmare. He again went towards the exit door and again started looking at everything carefully. This time, he felt as if someone was watching him while he was passing through this corridor. When he looked at the pictures, the people in the pictures were looking at him with their eyes rolling. He experienced this thing and quickly ran back again and finally reached the exit 0 board. The board changed to 4, which meant that he had crossed 4 levels. He was very happy. He had won half the game. He was getting more panicked along with being happy because he knew that if he made even a small mistake, he would go back to 0. He again started moving towards exit 8. He was just passing through the corridor when his phone rang. He saw that his girlfriend was calling. Mitaya felt very strange on her call because just a few days ago, they both had decided to leave each other. When Mitaya picked up the call, he came to know that he was going to become a dad. That girl had left all the decision on Mitaya. If Mitaya wanted to give birth to this child, then that girl was also ready to come to Mitaya again. Hearing this, Mitaya's heart started feeling strange. He remembered an incident a few days ago when he was inside a train and a child was crying. That crying child and his mother were scolded by a man. He wanted to take a stand for that child and his mother and wanted to say something to that man, but he did not have the courage to say anything. Now, how could he take the responsibility of his son and a whole child? He was confused. At the same time, he also disconnected the call, and as soon as the call was disconnected, the exit board, which was earlier at 4, again became 0. Actually, he had made a big mistake. He already knew that there was no signal coming in the tunnel, and here the biggest change was the call of his girlfriend. He missed this change, and he did not come back to the exit board. And now where he had crossed half the levels earlier, he had again come to 0. He had to play the whole game again. Mitaya got so frustrated with this that he sat down and started shouting loudly. He had to cross this mess, but now he did not have any motivation left in him. He kept moving forward with dead steps, but he did not see anything different inside this maze now. After taking a turn in the corridor, he saw a child here, and he immediately ran towards the back exit. But he saw that the number 0 was still showing on the exit board. That meant that the child had not changed at all. It was revealed that the child was trapped in this mess just like Mitaya, and he was also trying to get out of there. Mitaya also saw the man here who always passed in front of him wearing suit and boots. At this point, Mitaya understood that the man was also not a part of this mess, but was trapped in this mess just like Mitaya and this child, and he was also looking for a way to get out of here. We were shown that the man wearing suit and boots and this child used to work as a team earlier. He also used to see a girl in this mess repeatedly who was not trying to get out of here like him. When the man asked the girl, "Why are you not trying to get out of here?" the girl replied, "I get pushed by trains every day. Go to work. Life is so tough. I don't think I should back to that tough life. I am quite relaxed in this tunnel." The girl was saying all this when slowly her voice started changing. She started saying the same sentence again and again, which she had said once. When her voice became heavy and changed to a man's voice, the man understood that this was an abnormality here, and he immediately ran towards the back exit board with the child. He was shown that the number 6 was now appearing on his exit board. That meant he was very close to winning the game. He went around the whole tunnel once again. He tried to find what change had happened in this maze. He saw the girl passing by again, but she did not talk to him. The child saw that the door handles were installed in a strange manner. The child tried to tell this to the elder man, but the man ignored the child and took him forward. And this way his ignorance, this small mistake, took his whole game back, and his exit board came back to 0 number. That meant he had lost the game, and now he had to start again. The man was now broken. He was tired. He screamed, but it was necessary to get out of here. So he got ready to play this game once again. He held the child's hand and started walking in this maze again. The interesting thing was that now he had also seen a way to go up. He became very happy. He wanted to go up by climbing the stairs, but the child kept explaining to him that this is a game. This is an abnormality. We have to turn back according to the rules. But this big man did not listen to that child, and he climbed the stairs, and because of that, he got stuck in this maze. The child who had gone towards the exit board saw that now there was 0 and a 0 on the exit board. That meant this child was fine. Those stairs were an abnormality. There was no way to go out. That child also knew now that that man will always be stuck in those stairs. Anyway, the story shifts back to Mitaya, where he saw that child. Mitaya, because he understood that this child and that man were playing like a team earlier, after seeing this child alone, he also understood that the big man had left the child. He did not feel good at all for the child. Now that child was Mitaya's friend. He quickly realized that this child's IQ was very high. That meant this child was very intelligent, and he could catch even the smallest changes very easily. Using the child's skills, they soon crossed the first and then the second level. And when they were roaming inside the maze to cross the third level, suddenly the lights of the maze started flickering. They started burning and dimming. Along with the crying of children, the sounds of rats speaking in a strange way started coming here. When Mitaya turned on the light of his phone, he saw that man standing in a very strange way. Mitaya got scared and immediately ran back holding the child's hand, and he came to know that he had crossed another level. Everything that had happened due to which both of them were scared was just a test for them. They started roaming in the maze for the next round, and a woman came in front of them. Mitaya understood that this woman was also an abnormality here, and they had to turn back. But that child started crying and started going towards that woman. That child was getting very emotional, so Mitaya picked him up and ran back, and in this way, they crossed another level. But even after crossing this level and winning half the game, Mitaya was not happy because he started getting worried about the child who was away from his mother. He felt pity for the child and held the child's hand tightly and promised himself that he would definitely take this child to his mother. The next time when they were roaming in this maze, it was surprising that they did not see any change here. But that boy saw that the exit 8 board, which was put up above, this time the 8 was written upside down. Such a small change which anyone could ignore caught the child's mind, and they immediately turned back, and in this way they crossed level 6 as well. Now only 2 levels were left. Mitaya knew that after that he would be free from this maze. He would return to his world. But don't know why the feelings inside him were very strange. And when he started to circle the maze again, suddenly a flood of water came from behind. Mitaya immediately wanted to go back with this child. But that child fell and came inside the flood. Mitaya himself did not move forward. He went inside the water to save that child, and as soon as he went inside the water, it was as if Mitaya's world changed. He started having strange visions, and he saw himself near the beach, where he saw that his friend was with him, and this child who was with him in the maze at this time, he was appearing to him as his family, his son. Here he was enjoying a lot with this child. And at this time, he realized that being a father is not a burden, but it is a very beautiful feeling and a very beautiful relationship. Before he could think anything else, he felt a severe pain in his body, and he came back to reality. Mitaya himself and that child were still stuck in the water. Mitaya used all his strength. He picked up that child and tried to keep him above the water. He hung the child on the exit 8 board, and he himself went floating with the flow of water. The scene cut, and after some time it was shown. When that little child woke up, he saw himself in a destroyed place. That child turned back. Surprisingly, that child still remembered all the routes and rules, and when he turned back, now the number 7 was visible on the exit board, which meant these people had crossed another level. That child knew that now only the last level was left which he had to cross, but now Mitaya was not with him. On the other hand, we were shown that Mitaya had finally reached the final level, i.e. level 8. He was surprised, not happy. He could not understand whether this was his victory or a trap. He could now clearly see the stairs ahead, and people were also walking on those stairs. He was confused whether he should go back or forward. Being confused, he moved forward, and he also called his friend from his phone. Now signals had also come in his phone. That meant he felt that he had come to the real world. He was finally free from this mess. When his friend picked up the call, Mitaya said that he was ready to take this responsibility. Mitaya realized that he was ready to become a father. Mitaya now went inside the metro, but the strange thing is that Mitaya saw all the things inside this metro as if he had seen all these things before. Soon a child cried, and a man started scolding the child and his mother. This was the same scene that we had seen in Mitaya's mind earlier in the movie. Mitaya looked around at the people. All those people were strange. They were busy with their phones, and here Mitaya's heart broke. He understood that this time also he was trapped in the game's trap. He had not cleared number 7 after number 6, and all this was also a trap. He was trapped in a loop, and he had made a big mistake. Seeing the abnormality, he did not go back to the exit board, but kept moving forward. And in this way now he was again trapped in the same loop from which he was trying to get out. And just by showing that, the movie ends here with the mystery whether Mitaya is free or is still trapped inside the same maze. So how was the explanation? If you're trapped in this video, then please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to never miss an update. And don't forget to like and share your thoughts in the comment section. Till then, stay tuned with Cine Recap English.